Mr Speaker, the government's announced a $707 million program to create 3,000 remote jobs over 3 years through the funding of community organisations. It's an admirable aim. Prime Ministers successively have made similar announcements, provided additional funding, talking about opportunities to grow jobs, to build houses, to address health needs, education needs in many communities, but in many situations the aspiration has just not been achieved. The Coalition naturally wants to see more jobs available to support the lives and livelihoods of Indigenous Australians to help turn the tide of disadvantage. We've supported the government in their cause to provide more housing as a fundamental need of those in Indigenous communities and far beyond that. But we call on the government to identify the specifics of this program. It's too important to allow it to be an aspiration not achieved. From which sectors, industries and employers will these jobs come? What infrastructure is or will be put in place to support these jobs? And will that require additional funding, and if so, how much? What proportion of the $707 million will go toward communities directly into those organisations to provide support for the outcome? And what amount will go into administration of the program? Will this program include the $185 million Community Jobs and Business Fund? Will it be run from Canberra? How much autonomy will be provided to those in Indigenous leadership positions? If this is the case, will it be managed from within existing public resources, sector service resources, or will it require additional public servants here in Canberra? There are some on the other side who scoff, but these are important questions to ask, and they need to be answered, because successive Liberal and Labor administrations have offered up the same goodwill, but the outcomes, as the Prime Minister rightly points out, have not been delivered. If almost $750 million is to be spent on the program, there must be guarantees that the 3,000 jobs figure is achievable, rather than simply being a wishful target. And we want to work with the government to make sure that it is achievable. We all must accept the fact that if we continue to do more of the same, we will only get more of the same. And that's why today I renew my calls for the government to implement a Royal Commission into child sexual abuse in Indigenous communities. The Prime Minister has today announced the establishment of a National Commissioner for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children and young people. The findings of a Royal Commission would certainly support the work of this National Commissioner. Furthermore, the Coalition has proposed an audit into spending on Indigenous programs. That audit is something every parliamentarian should welcome if they truly want to close the gap. We need to make sure that the money is getting into programs that will deliver support to Indigenous people on the ground.